This video I will be discussing helping at-risk black youth. Now this has been a video that I've been wanting to make for quite some time, and I'm going to just say straight off the bat that this video, even though I say helping at-risk black youth, this can apply to anyone, not just if you're black. You can be black, white, Asian, Hispanic, whatever, Pacific Islander, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I wanted to give you guys some of my ideas because there's been a lot of talk about, black youth within our country. And there's been a lot of good ideas that have been thrown around. There's been a lot of, quite a bit of bad ideas that have been thrown around as well. And one of the things that I've noticed about a lot of people who are talking about black youth is that they don't really try to sit down and talk with black youth. You'll have people on news TV shows say something about, oh, the black kids think this and that, but they haven't actually sat down. They, go to a basketball court, go to a hangout spot where, a lot of black kids might congregate or, meet together or whatever, and just talk to them. Ask them, what do you guys think about the environment that you have around you? And you might be shocked to hear some very intelligent answers. A lot of people, they think that because someone talks a certain way or dresses a certain way or whatever, that they might be unintelligent. I mean, I've talked to kids who, their pants might be drooping or they might be talking with a certain slang or this and that or whatever. But, but if you actually sit down and talk to them, they a lot of times they can be very intelligent. And also, living in an environment where it's pretty much survival of the fittest on steroids, and a lot of these kids, they grow up in an environment which is, a lot of neighborhoods which are very, very dangerous. You learn a lot of street smarts, and it makes them very quick learners. And a lot of people don't get that. I can't tell you how many kids that I've personally known within my own neighborhood that I've told them, like, look, so what's your situation? They'll tell me their situation. How old are you? All right, so you have 2 years till you're done with high school. You know what you need to do? Don't worry about no one else except yourself. Make sure you you get the ACT. If you make under a certain amount of money or your parents are poor or whatever, you can actually take the ACT or SAT for free if you play your cards right. If you talk to your counselor, they can have you take it for free. A lot of kids don't know that. And then I tell them, hey, look, once you take your ACT, you graduate from high school, you don't have to go to a 4-year college. Not everyone's built for that. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone's meant to go to a 4-year public university. You can go to a tech school, a trade school, learn a trade. People make 6-figure incomes doing carpentry and plumbing. There's so many things, like there's so many different trades that you can learn, being an electrician, whatever. And there will always be a demand for you. What people are not going to want to, have plumbing in their house. Where we want to live in the dark ages or something? No, there's always going to be demand for that. And then I tell them, like, hey, look, within 2-3 years, by the time you're 21 years old, you can be making $50,000-$60,000 when all your friends will be working at McDonald's flipping patties. It's like they're asking me, like, hey, look, where do I fill out this? Where do I go? Like, how do I do this? Because they just don't know. It's like none of their parents went to college. Like my mom, she has a master's degree, and most of my family members are well educated. But then when you don't come from that kind of that background, you don't know how to fill out college applications, or you don't know what resources are at hand that you can utilize in order for you to succeed. And I tell kids, like, hey, look, if you need a ride to take an ACT test or something like that or whatever, I'll wake my ass up at 7-8 o'clock in the morning to help someone out. I don't care. That's the kind of person I am. But then when it comes to when people who don't talk to these kids, they always want to say, oh, well, this is what they should or shouldn't be doing. Well, then how about you help them do what they should be doing? And here's another thing. Here's another story I want to talk about. I have a very good friend. I'm not going to say his name, but he's a fellow engineer or engineering student, and I remember it was last year. I think it was spring semester. We were riding around Akron, and he just got done volunteering at a science fair. And one of the things that he was very upset about was the fact that there wasn't any Akron public schools at this science fair. You know, there was middle schools and high schools from all over the county, but there was no representation of public or Akron public schools at this science fair at the University of Akron. And he was very upset about it. And he also, the same guy, he also mentioned that one of his family members actually asked him, like, so, hey, what are you doing? You know, what's you been up to? Because he hasn't talked to his family member in a while. He said, oh, yeah, I go to the University of Akron. And she was like, oh, that's nice. So, you know, you playing basketball or football? And asking that question alone, it just goes to show that, hey, you know, it's like the only thing that a black man can do in college is throw a ball around. He can actually do something that, you know, might better society. And then he said, no, I'm doing engineering. She's like, what's that? So you want to like learn how to work on a train or something? But see, that kind of you know, general ignorance is just seen all throughout the black community, and it's something that, you know, I want to see fixed. I want to help people, you know, overcome, you know, a lot of these obstacles that might be put in place for them. And you know, it only takes just, you know, just have a conversation. You know, I go to a park and play basketball. It's in my mom's neighborhood, and you know, I go over there and I like playing basketball. I'm decent. I'm 6'4" and I'm 250. So a lot of times I barely even have to do anything to get the ball and get in and, you know, just charge into the hole or whatever and make my shot. So but I go down there to just talk to the people that I grew up around. A lot of people who are younger that seen me grow up and my general group of friends grow up, and they see like what I'm doing, like, oh wow, you know, because I'm literally I have a year left of college, or actually 3 semesters, so a year and a half left of college, and then I'll have a bachelor's degree in engineering, technology, whatever, and they see me as like someone who's you know, an anomaly, or I think that, yeah, anomaly, yeah, that's it. And I just say, oh, and then they say, oh, Chris, wow, you're so smart, and you're like, wow, this guy's a nerd or whatever, and I'm like, no, I'm not smart, I just know enough. Or I'll say like, I know what I need to know in order to go where I want to go. And I'll just tell them like, hey, you know, if you guys need advice with college or, you know, anything, let me know. Like just today, a kid asked me, you know, how do I survive, you know, my senior year in high school? And I basically just sat, you know, I was sitting on the sideline, like I was a little tired of playing ball, and I just said, hey, look, you know, this is what you have to do. Don't worry about no one else at that high school, because the high school that I went to, I would say 95% of the people that you know, graduated with or went to my high school aren't doing much with themselves. You know, a lot of people they're getting pregnant, they're getting arrested. It's just so many things that they're doing, and they're making poor choices that's going to affect them for the rest of their lives. And I'm fortunate enough to not have made. You know, I made some bad choices, and I think everyone deserves a second chance. But a lot of times, you know, I mean, I know people who are in prison for, you know, decades or sometimes even life over poor decisions they made. And it's very hard to have a comeback from that. But, you know, it's just so much stuff that I see. And the reason I wanted to make this video is because, like, sometimes it's just very hard to me. It's very hard for me to just see so much stuff going on. And I feel like if I don't if I don't do something about it, then it makes me feel like I'm a coward, or it just makes me feel that, you know, if I don't you know, reach out and lend a hand to other people like people have done for me, then wait, it doesn't matter what I accomplish in life. It doesn't really mean shit, because I'm not you know, if I'm not willing to lend a helping hand to another person. And then one more situation story I wanted to talk about. You know, there's another kid who, you know, just he was talking. It was like a group of kids or whatever. All of them are like anywhere from like, you know, 14 to like 19 or 20, and I'm 22. And you know, I was just listening to him, and I was letting him, I was hearing them talk or whatever. And the kid basically said, yeah, he got jumped, and you know, all the other kids was like, oh well, if someone jumped me, I'll go shoot that nigga for whatever, you know. Ain't no one gonna be jumping me, or you know, if I ever lose a fight, I can't go home and sleep with that, you know, after I lose a fight or whatever. I just said, hey, look, I'd rather take an ass whooping and, you know, go home and lay in a comfy bed or whatever and watch whatever I want to watch and do whatever I want to do afterwards than waking up in a prison cell, you know, with 25 to life, or maybe even having the death penalty thrown at you, and not having any freedom at all. You know, there's a lot of things that I tell. There's a lot of things I tell these kids, like, you know, a lot of the decisions you make now are going to affect you for the rest of your life. You know, and even if you do make some poor decisions now, always try to like just do as best as you can to learn to better yourself, and then also learn from your mistakes so you don't make them again. So, yeah, and this is all I really have to say about this topic. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on, but if you just tell me what you guys think in the comments below about what I just said. This is I want to say it's like sort of emotional for me to make this video because a lot of the things I'm thinking about right now is about my people I grew up around and the things that I've seen, and it's just, I think I just want to end this video now. So that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. Thanks for giving me your guys' time of day to hear me out on what I have to say or whatever. So yeah, thank you.